Alrighty. Hi, everybody. If you'll please go to the next slide. There you go. My name is Heaven. I am the admin behind Nautiance Idols. So basically, what this group is at the moment is a multimedia and original art group. They're kind of new. So, for those of you who don't know, Nautiance is short for Nautical Alliance. If you couldn't tell, we're a very marine themed group. And if you go to the next slide, please. So this Nautiance was originally kind of created in 2018. What you see now is a bunch of art from a long time ago. Um, on the very left is Nagisa's very first design. She had like ombre hair. She was kind of like a really detailed, kind of crazy character. And at that point, Nautiance was supposed to be a cosplay performance-based group. Obviously, that's not what it is today. But as you can see from the left all the way to the right, you can kind of see the characters. They kind of simplify a little bit, but you can see them that the designs that they have now are very similar. Um, the next slide, please. Um, I think probably the design that changed the most was Harumi, because she originally had short hair and it was supposed to be, I don't know, it wasn't quite as voluminous as it was now, but in August 2018 is the first time that Naudience was really shown as a full group. And at that time, it was still supposed to be a performance group. Um, and so basically, what I was trying to do was trying to get people that were within the area that I was in. I scouted a few people, but in the end, it didn't end up finishing. So uh, after a while, I let an audience sit for a long time. They just kind of stayed in the background because I started getting a different idol group and they were kind of shifted out of my main focus. Um, and that was for a couple years until probably the beginning of 2020 that I decided I wanted to bring them back because I had gotten really attached to these characters. I had built a story for them. I had started developing background stories for them, and just to let them sit and kind of forget about them felt wrong to me. So what I kind of tried to do was I tried to figure out a way that I could explain their story and share their characters without having to take so much time that anything else that I'm like main focusing on didn't go down in quality or that I wasn't rushing anything because I really didn't want to do that to these girls. Um, so yeah, I decided that I was going to start doing the 2D Idol franchise edits because I that was something that I had done in the past and I thought, "Oh, well that was fun. People really like that. So why not give them life in that form first and see how that goes and see what I can do with them." And so from probably January, I want to say it was, to now, they've gotten just a little bit of circulation and I'm really proud of that because I love these girls to death and I'm happy that other people like them too. So, if you go to the next slide, please. I want to talk about my inspiration for them because it's a pretty basic one if you go through the idol culture, but they were originally inspired by a bunch of 2D idol franchises that I played the games and I watched the animes and stuff for. Um, I would say the main inspiration for Nautiance wasn't a Love Live actually. It was Ensemble Stars. That was kind of what I focused on the most. And so um their original concept was supposed to be kind of like the superhero kind of theme that Ryusei had. They were my favorite group at the time. And it's funny because you can see a lot of the inspiration that kind of went into all of the characters that are pulled from that group, you know? Nagisa, when I designed her, I had Chiaki in mind because he was like, oh, my sunshine. I love him. um, and like, I kind of took the aloof kind of feeling from Kaneda and put it into Mitsuki, and so they were really my biggest inspiration to what Naughtiance was then. And obviously, I've taken them and given them background stories that are nothing like those characters now, but I have Ryo Setai and Ensemble Stars to thank for the setting and the characters and everything. Um, if you go to the next slide, we are going to start talking about some of the characters and giving basic introductions and, talk about them a little bit more because I'm able to explain them much better when it comes to just speaking. I usually have a little bit of issues getting my point across, but we'll start with Nagisa Igarashi. She is the leader of Naughtiance. She's represented by Red. Oh, next slide, please. Her image color is red, and she's represented by a dolphin. All the girls are represented by some sea animal. So she's the leader, and she does a lot of the composition for the group's songs. She is a very musically inclined person, and so that's like her main, her skill. That's what she's known for in the group. She's a second year, and she's that like average, Genki, bubbly, optimistic, airheaded kind of leader who is there to push everybody. And I'm going to delve into her backstory in the main story very soon because that's something I spent a lot of time on, and it's really, really important to her character. And in that time, you're going to get to see more of the kind of other groups that are in Gushigen. There's another rival, not rival, but another group that attends the school that you're going to see that's not going to have like a super big impact, and then there's going to be another one that is going to have like direct impact to the story, and mainly Nagisa and how she got to where she is today. So I will move on to the next slide for Hitomu. Hitomu Fukui is also a second year. She is kind of like, I don't know, I want to say Nagisa's partner in crime, but originally, I just posted the first part of chapter 3, and you can see that that night is when they first met. And Hitomu, she's very work driven, she doesn't, at the moment where we are in the story, she does it for the fact that her parents want her to do that. She comes from an actor kind of world, and so she works on a lot of the the lyrics, and she's a choreographer, and she's like described as kind of cold when you first get to meet her. She's very mature, she's very serious, she's not a very happy-go-lucky character. Of course, our Nagisa will get to bring that out a lot more, but she has a lot of troubles with, you know, getting to be what she wants to be. She lets other people drive her career, her confidence, her, everything. And so she gets to have a really big character arc as well. We'll go to the next slide, which is Sachiko, which is our last second year. Her image color is like a neon kind of green. She's represented by an octopus, and she's like the really high energy, has extremely high stamina for somebody who spends her free time playing video games and stuff like that. So she takes on the trainer role in the group, and she has a lot of the spirit that kind of brings everybody up. She's able to, run everybody on stage, and You got to see a little bit of that in chapter 1, but she is very short-tempered. She doesn't have a lot of tolerance for things. So she has an issue with snapping at people, but she can be very blunt is the whole aspect of her that kind of clashes with people. Um what else? I feel like I don't have a lot to say about. Oh, she's a foreigner. She moved here when she was I think it was 3. She moved to Japan when she was 3 with her parents. So she doesn't have any knowledge of her where she came from before, but she basically grew up in Japan, but she does have a darker skin tone than everybody else, so yeah. Next, I'm going to go to Kiichi Ito. She's our first year of the group. Her image color is orange, and she's represented by a tiger shark, and I thought that was really fitting for her because she's really hot-headed, is the thing. She originally didn't have a whole lot of roles within the group that I decided, but as the story progresses, you're gonna see her kind of get forced into being a seamstress for the group because there's going to be some conflict, and that's gonna be their solution is making her kind of feel like more of the group because the first years, I feel like if you're new to anything, it's gonna be hard to get into. So the first years just have, you know, they're just starting to get into this idol career thing. Um, And so we'll move on to her best friend, which is Suzu Nakamura. She is also a first year. She's a childhood friend of Kiichi. Her image color is yellow, and she's represented by a whale shark. She is a very mature, soft, motherly kind of character. She kind of nurtures the first years, and she gets along really well with the rest of the upperclassmen, just because she's grown up so much. Oh, that's right. Kiichi is represented by a crab now. I changed it. That's right. Yeah, Kiichi is not a tiger shark. She's a crab. It's just actually kind of better because she's crabby. Yeah. So Suzu is a manager of the group. She helps take care of a lot of the technical stuff because she works well with our third years who also take care of that stuff. Next is Chinatsu Shimizu, the little tiny shy baby of the group. Um, so her image color is purple. It's more of like a lilac, light purple, and she's represented by a turtle. She is a costume designer and seamstress. That's what she started out as. And Nautiance was originally just Nagisa and Chinatsu. Those two formed the group together. Nagisa kind of grabbed Chinatsu, it's like the extrovert adopting the introvert. And so Chinatsu really looks up to her because she's so shy, she's so quiet, but she wants to do her best. And so she looks up to the people that are high spirited and confident in themselves because she wants to be able to do that too. She's just a sweet little girl. Next we'll move on to our third years, starting with Harumi Kubo. She is the oldest of the group, but she is of course the shortest because we can't have everything, right? Her image color is white, and she's represented by an eel. She is also a manager of the group because she is the oldest, and also she is the student council president, of course, would you know? Um, she's kind of snarky, she has like a silver tongue, and she is always kind of very sleepy. She just has the bags under her eyes, and she always feels like taking a nap. And yeah. Um. So yeah, you can see the pigtails now. I think I struggled with her character design the most, to be honest, because her hair color and her eye color is like I don't know what to do with her. I think she looks really nice now. She's a good girl. Next we'll move on to Kiyomi. She is also a third year. Her image color is pink. She is represented by a starfish. And Kiyomi is the last to join the group because if you have read the main story so far, she was the leader of the previous group that a lot of the Nautiance members were in, Roxy. And so of course when everybody kind of disbanded and they started coming back together in a different group, she was very resentful of that. So, she doesn't get along well with Nagisa. She's also very serious, very short-tempered. She just kind of, snappy. But she she has a little sister. She has a lot of little siblings actually, but her little sister is the one that she takes care of. So she wants to be motherly and stuff to people, but her pride kind of blocks that. Um, so she's gonna have a big part in Nagisa's backstory as well. Just a heads up. Then I think on to Mitsuki is our next and final third year of Nautiance. She is Kiyomi's best friend. She's like her sidekick. She's her image color is gray. She's represented by a jellyfish. She's very aloof. She's eccentric. She's kind of in her own world. She's really into the kind of, how do I say it, the witchcraft kind of mystical stuff. She she's a lyricist and also a costume designer, so she will help Chinatsu with costume designs and pass them on to her, and she has a very creative side to her just because of her interest in kind of different things, and so she's able to incorporate everything into what she makes and make some really interesting stuff with the info that she has. Oh, okay. That's fine that we don't have her slide. I'll post it on Instagram later, but right now up is Chrysalis, which is another group that is seen in the Gushiken Academy universe. They are a duo that is ranked at the top of the school, which is a big deal because in the Nautiance universe, Gushiken is like the idol academy. So they are like the top dogs. And so it's led by Chiyoko Adachi. They're both third years, and her color is dark red. She's kind of like a copy of Nagisa because she is Nagisa's inspiration. Nagisa is the one that looks up to her. So she's higher energy, she's hardworking, she knows what she wants and she does it. And then her other half is Yua Takahashi. They have been friends since their first year when they first formed Chrysalis. And Yua is very kind-hearted, she's generous, she's motherly. She is probably the last thing that you'd expect of like the rich character, but she wants to be nice to everybody. She doesn't she's a very kind-hearted person. Okay, so after this, we have the new character that I was talking about introducing. She's going to be another side character to the group. So, Jade, if you will. Well, there she is. So this is Charlie Flynn. She is the newest character to the Nautiance universe. She's a first year, and she is also a solo idol. She is in the same class as Suzu, so you'll get to see some more interactions of her. Um, I'll give you guys just a second to look at her design because it's kind of all over the place, but I think it's really nice. Um, and if you'll go to the next slide, please. So she is a transfer student from the UK, which is why she has that English name. And if you can't tell by her costume, her whole thing is like a split personality because of her heterochromia. Um, so before she moved to Japan, she was kind of working on her own idol stuff in the UK. She had quite a large following before she kind of came to a stopping point of she didn't know what else to do to start improving herself and moving forward her career. So she decided that she wanted to make sure that she was going to stay an idol because she loved it so much. So she applied at Gushiken and made it in so that she can be more of the professional and make it her whole career because her reasoning was that you don't see a lot of people continuing it into their older lifetimes. She wanted that to be her whole life. So she decided that she was going to start schooling for it. I picked the voice claim that I picked for her just because the voices kind of change. You could hear two different tones to them. And I thought that fit really well with her. Um, and just a disclaimer: this is not like another Yohane copy character. She doesn't actually think that she's like a demon or an angel. She just kind of likes the accessories and stuff like that. Um, Her likes, she all of her accessories and her fun stuff, and she really likes bugs, which ties into the fact that she does not like being stuck inside and she doesn't like the cold weather because she wants to be outside and see all the bugs, and that's like the place where she practices and does all that kind of stuff. So usually if you're gonna find her anywhere, it's gonna be outside. If you go to the next slide, please, I'll let you guys have a closer look at her costume. I designed that all by myself, so hopefully you guys like it. Um, I noticed that on the angel side, I forgot to switch the sleeves and the boots. So unfortunately, the sleeve on the angel side is supposed to be blue and the boot is supposed to be white. But um, well, after we get a nice look at Charlie's design, I have future plans for everybody. So if you'll go to the next slide, please, we are going to talk about um, I'm going to start with the main story first because right now I am currently working on writing the comic. I'm up to chapter 2. Chapter 2 part 2 will be out very soon. It's in the works right now. On the Nautiance story, I let people design the one of the side characters that's going to be included in there, the student council treasurer. So you'll get to see her soon. I think her design's so cute. You guys did really well. So that's fun. And the original art that you see in the comic and the Nagisa on the side is everything that I've drawn. So I plan on doing more of those soon because I really love drawing those girls. And I want to have more of the original aspects to this group because I would like to start moving them forward a little bit more than just being an edit group. Which leads me into my next slide, if you'll change it, please. I plan on putting voices to these characters very soon. I am working on recording stuff and getting VAs for these characters and doing a cover song for them very soon, which is probably the most exciting thing ever to get to do these songs with these characters. Um, so right now, what we're working on is Union from Cinderella Girls Million Live. I love that song so much, and I wanted to make those girls sing them. So that is currently what's in the works right now. There's going to be original art and original videos and all that stuff, and it's all going to be sung by the VAs for Nautiance. So that's going to be super exciting. You can probably expect that, I want to say August. Sometime in August. I'm not going to give an exact date yet just because I'm not sure. Um, just a disclaimer for all these future plans. Nautiance is not my main focus right now, but I do really want to push them forward more in the future because I do have another idol group, but these girls are really important to me and I have a lot of really fun stuff that I want to do with them. So you will be seeing them progress into more original stuff. Other songs that I plan on doing now are Brave Harmony from Million Live and Kiseki Hikaru. Those are both. Yeah, I misspoke for the Union song. But yeah, those are the songs that I plan on doing soon. If we move to the next slide, please. This is a work in progress at the moment. It's going to be a lot longer than any of the songs are going to take, but I plan on opening an open community for other idol groups. Oh, that's the wrong slide. Oopsie. Yeah, we already talked about the storyline, so you can go to the next one. So Gushiken Academy is the school that Nautiance is based in. And although I'm making more groups to fit into the universe now, I would like to have more people within the group that I can, have them interact with and stuff. And so what I plan on doing is having applications open for more people to insert their characters and their idol groups into this universe, so that it can seem more like a school, because I want it to be a bigger universe than just being focused on Nautiance and stuff. So what I'm thinking is that there's going to be collabs between people, like a mandatory collab edit or art or anything between two groups. It doesn't have to be like a super work intensive thing, but to kind of keep the unity of the group, I would like to be able to have people interact and, make a nice little community for everybody. So, if we go to the next slide, I think we're at the Q&A segment, I believe. So, I opened an open Ask box on Instagram recently, so I have a few questions that I'm going to answer before I ask the chat anything. So I'll start with, is Michi, assuming they mean Kiyomi, based off Michiko from Zodiac Idols? Zodiac Idols is like the first original group that I started. And Michiko was my idol Sona, and although they act and look very alike, they are actually not really related or any way. Although Michiko came first, and then Kiyomi evolved into being like a pink version of her. Like, I think really the only difference is the eyes, to be honest. A lot of the stuff is really similar, but I did take the surname of Kiyomi from Michiko's name just because the meaning kind of fit well, I think. Next, why did you decide on the marine life theme? I love marine science. I love any kind of the ocean life or anything. It's something that intrigues me so much. I think it's so pretty, and I think it's important when you're picking a theme or something for a group that I like to find something that I could talk for hours and hours about, and marine life is one of those things. So I thought that it was definitely a good idea to make a marine life themed group so that I never run out of ideas. I love them so much. Um, and then I have, how did you write each character? Like I said in the beginning, they started off a lot of the characters from ensemble stars and, any other thing that I decided to draw inspiration from. But because these characters are like 2 years old now, they've definitely evolved from those. But like Nagisa is started on your basic leader kind of attitude, and then Mizuki is very similar to Kanata from Risetai. Chinatsu is very obviously inspired by Shinobu in Risetai. Um, and yeah, I kind of took just a bunch of different tropes that I thought I really wanted in a group, and I fit them in, and then I took a backstory and just kind of started threading it through. And they came to be some really interesting characters, and I'm excited to share more info about to you guys once I start working on more of the story. And then next, I had a few people ask questions about specific characters. So I had somebody ask who Chinatsu's favorite Love Live characters were. And I'm glad I got to think about this for a second because obviously, because she's, shy, I was like, oh, it's going to be Hanyo or it's going to be Ruby. But I actually decided that her best girls from all of the three groups right now are going to be Honoka, Chika, and Setsuna, because they're all high energy, really spirited people. And like I said before, those are the people that she really admires. She wants to be like that. So that's why I said that she is, you know, those are going to be the people that she really admires. So those are, and then Suzu, her favorite song. I kind of had a hard time deciding on this, but it's a song from I hope I'm gonna say this right. Negiko. It's called Aiwa Hikari. It's a very soft, slow, really sweet song, and because that kind of fits her really well, She's a mature, soft character, and the feeling of that song fits really well. I'll put a link into the song somewhere so you guys can find it, just so you can kind of hear. And those are all of the questions that I had from the Ask box. So I'm going to start taking questions from you guys now. If you want to go ahead and ask me anything about characters or myself or anything you want to know, I am open. We have 20 minutes, so anything you can think of, go ahead and ask me. I'm open. Is there any character that's hard to write? Yes, I mm, I probably would have to say Sachiko is going to be my hardest character to write because she is someone that I'm still developing as a character other than being just like higher energy kind of character. I haven't quite come up with a deeper backstory with her yet, and I've been I've been kind of having trouble with that. But yeah, so probably Sachiko would be the character I'm having the hardest time writing. Um, do I like pineapple on pizza? I I can't answer that, to be honest, because I've never had it. Never, never ever. um, let's see. Um, do you plan on getting people to voice all the characters, or are you just sticking with voice claims? I plan on getting people to voice all the characters. Um, for the characters that aren't in Nautiance, they're just going to stick to voice claims for now. But I do plan on getting voices for them at some point. But right now I'm just focusing on Nautiance. Have any other questions? Yeah, if you guys are interested, I'm probably going to put up a casting call page at some point. Um, I'll let you guys know when that happens so that you can all join if you'd like, because I would really love to hear you guys. Yeah, we got any more questions? I've got an awful lot of time. Who's the hardest to draw? Hmm. Well, let me look at all their designs real quick and let me see. Because honestly, I, th- I think it might be Kiyomi. She usually takes me the longest to edit or draw. I think I can't really tell you why, but she just happens to be the one that takes me the longest. Oh, my favorite outfit design. Which one? I I really love either of Chrysalis's costumes. I think those are like my favorite. Um, and then for Out of Audience, a specific design, I really love Mitsuki's little striped sleeves that poke out because all of the girls have their kind of striped sleeves somewhere, but then she has the little ones peeking out of her sleeves because she has both of the full sleeves on. I think that's kind of cute. I like that. Um, my personal favorite. Oh boy, gonna ask me to pick out of my children. Um, I'm gonna be honest, it's Nagisa. Obviously, it's the leader. She was the one that I was going to voice when it was supposed to be a performance group, and so she's kind of been the one that I focus on the most. And I have such a soft spot for people with the orange hair and the green eyes. Her design is really inspired by Leo from Ensemble Stars because I love the look of his character so much. Yeah, so favorite is gonna be Nagisa. Do you plan on designing any other costumes for the characters? I do. I think for when I do Union, I'm going to design some original costumes for them, just because I want to have something even more special in that video. So you're gonna see more original costumes out of that. And then since I am going to continue doing card edits for them as well, I'm probably going to have an original set out after I do the one that we have now, which is the China dress set that I'm working on. Um, so yeah, they will have more original costumes coming out. I did a majority of the card edits except for Suzu and Mitsuki. I had Sparkly do those for me because I was running really short on time, and she was very helpful to help me out with all those. So yeah, I will send credits to where she's at so you guys can check her edits out because they're so pretty. She's so good at editing, and I really appreciate her help because I probably wouldn't be finished now if she didn't help me out with a few things. But thank you for the compliment. I really like them. Yeah, I really like. I know hers are so shiny. I love the style. She puts a lot of highlights in them. um, if you guys want to ask any questions about me or anything, I'm open to them. They don't have to be about an audience. I am open to answer anything. I have solo songs kind of in the works for the girls, if that's something that interests you. Yes, absolutely, we can. For now, we are going to be just doing covers, but I do really want to do some original songs for Nautiance. Um, Nagisa's is the one song that I have ready. Nagisa's solo song. Um, I kind of have been posting some things of her song on the Idolfes2020 News Discord and Amino, but yeah, Nagisa is probably gonna be the first original song you guys are gonna hear. Probably gonna do solos first out of anything, just because those are the ones that are the most close to being finished at the moment. So that I won't say that's gonna be like anytime soon though. Probably next year. Which I mean, we're kind of halfway through the year already, but for now we're going to be focusing on cover songs and just kind of finding our sound as a group, and then we're gonna start doing that kind of stuff. But it is in the plans. Oh, okay. Um, yeah. If y'all have anything else, or because I don't have anything else. I love you too. Thank you. All of this stuff is gonna get posted on. All this stuff is gonna get posted on the Naudience account soon, so you'll get to see Charlie's stuff up there, and I'll post the new intro cards and stuff on there just so you guys can see all of them. Oh, I want to mention that there is another group that's about to debut. That is also run by just me because apparently I think I have all the time in the world. But I will send their link in right now because they're going to debut on July 18th and they're going to be a part of the Nautiance universe. Um, yeah, this is a reboot group from when I like first started editing. I I archived stuff because they're nasty, but that is going to be the group that is going to debut next for you guys to see in the Nautiance universe. If you want to check them out, they're a theme that I really enjoy as well. So, yes, Miami, she's coming back soon. Um yeah, there's going to be four more preview post and then we're going to debut. I'm going to be using voice claims for those characters as well until I get to the point where I can start putting actual voice actors behind them, but that is another thing to be looking forward to. If y'all have any questions about that or any of the other groups, there's more going to be coming out. Probably I think the main progression in the main story is going to be this year. Um Yeah. Oh, you missed everything, Mio. You're so late. It's okay. You can watch my VOD on Instagram. Um Early payback. Fine. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about right now. Um Side stories for all the characters are going to start coming out pretty soon. starting with Nagisa because hers has a main impact on the main story. So I'm gonna say after chapter 2 finishes, that's when I get into there. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like how it looks. I really love the aesthetic to it, so fun to do. Um, but yeah, once all these groups debut, you're gonna start seeing more interactions between them, more stories, more original content, because that's just something I really want to give these girls the rights to because I love them so much. So yeah, I really appreciate the support to all these groups because I put a lot of work into these for a lot of years until I was actually able to make them work. So um it means a lot to have people backing me up on that. Oh yeah, make sure Chinatsu's birthday is in a month, so support the baby. Everyone's best girl, Miss Chinatsu, our soft girl. We love her. Boys. I don't know. I've honestly been thinking of doing some kind of story-based male idol group just because because Ensemble Stars has been a huge inspiration to the Nautiance universe, so I feel like it would be kind of fitting for me to do it, but see. We'll see what happens because I do have plans to introduce like a sister location to Gushiken. Gushiken is an all girl academy, and so I'd like to make an all boys academy to kind of accompany that. So I'll probably show some stuff that I'm gonna start doing for them because I do have some ideas to already connect them to Nadiance sister location. I just turned the entire thing into FNAF. A new AU for an audience. Out with the idols. It's Gushiken. I'll write it out. Yeah, that's how you say it. Gushiken Academy. It sounds like Gucci Gang though. Oh, yeah. I honestly might change it just because it was a really old name, but I'm just kind of sticking with it for now. Absolutely, Gucci Gang. Um, the inspiration for Gucci Gang. I kind of try to pick out some um the word just gave some symbols that were meaning to like the best and like the best and hard driven and stuff like that. So I really don't remember the exact meaning of Gushiken, but that was kind of the point I was going for. Um oh, thank you. But yeah. Well, thank you all guys for coming. I have about 5 minutes left, so I don't know, any last minute comments, questions? Gucci game. I'm gonna have to post something about that now. Have to make an edit. I'll draw them all in Gucci stuff. Yes. That's gonna be iconic. I have to do it now. I have to make them. It's gonna happen. Send your favorite girl and your favorite piece of Gucci merch. I'm gonna have to. Yes, welcome to Gucci Gang Academy. Only rich people are allowed. If you're poor, get out of here. I mean, yeah, they are idols, so I think they're allowed to be just a little bougie, just a little bit as a treat. Just a little Gucci. Thank you. My idols are not a club; they are an entire idol academy. Gushiken is like is meant to house and educate idols in the making. Yes. I didn't want to do like the basic it's a club and we're going to try and save something. I wanted to do a whole school so I could have more idols and more interactions between everybody. So decided on making the entire academy a part of the idol universe. I'm glad you guys like that idea. Thank you. Well, I think that about wraps up my time. I'm glad I was actually able to make it through the entire hour. I was afraid I wasn't gonna have enough content, but you guys kept me going. Thanks, I love you too. Alrighty. I'm gonna drop our card really quick, actually. Shameless self promo. Here we go. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'm really glad that I had so many people show up. Yeah, the VOD will be up on YouTube afterwards if you guys want to go back and watch everything. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up so I don't run into anybody else's panel. Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. All right, bye guys.